It's a new day, which means another teaser for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Let's get right into this. So to begin, my general thoughts about this teaser, that is, I would say, well, the messaging is pretty clear. It's another one kind of about the formation of the resistance, everyone that's going to be, or everyone that they're showing us that will be involved. And also just, literally fighting back, quite literally, against Fisk and the anti-vigilante task force. I will say, though, the most interesting piece of dialogue here is when, it's like the last piece, is when Dex says something about, like, redemption. So that's very interesting. I mean, we already knew that he was going to team up with Daredevil. Yeah, that was kind of from the set leaks from a while back, like literally last year. So we knew that was going to happen, but it will be interesting to see how it'll actually, like, fully play out. Because, I don't know, it could definitely, I guess, become a full circle moment due to what happened in the events of Daredevil, the Netflix series, Season 3. And it would kind of, I guess, it wouldn't necessarily make up for everything he's done, because, man, he's done, especially if you've seen Season 3, oh, man, he's done some actually a lot of devious things, he's killed a lot of people, literally. But it would, I feel like it would slightly make up for it, right? Not fully, but it would be definitely a good deed, to say the least. It's kind of crazy to say, but it would be. And I think we could get into an interesting territory, because it did show his fight, right? He's fighting, like, pretty much all these evils within himself, and, like, intrinsically. So that would be, I don't know, I feel like that could play an interesting part, seeing him come back, I don't know, being healthy mentally. I would like to see that. And I know people are hinting, or, well, not, people want, because of, like, the teaser that we got yesterday. If you haven't seen my video about it, go check it out. But people are wanting to actually see, I'm forgetting his name, Ray Nadeem. They want to see him back. He was such a great character. Such a great character. If we see a flashback of him somehow, because at this point, like, no one expected Wesley. No one. If anyone said they were, they're lying. That didn't even get leaked. That was crazy. But besides the point, I'm liking this so far. This is another good teaser. But let's get right into the breakdown here, because there's some things that are, honestly, to me at least, intriguing. Not as much as yesterday's teaser. That teaser, I can't believe it. Yesterday's teaser had a lot of good stuff in it. Like, that whole Wesley thing really threw me for a loop, because I was not expecting that. So yeah, to begin, we get a shot of Daredevil. Low-key aura farming here. We got some nice lighting, and I gotta say, the only thing about this show that gets me mad about Born Again is that the color grading. Like, the Netflix color grading was perfect in my opinion, and the color grading here is, like, I feel like everyone kind of can agree on that, at least. Still like the show. I'm gonna probably love the season as well. Actually, I know I will. But man, it's just like, this show has a higher, bigger budget than Daredevil, the Netflix series has. Yet it feels, in some, I'm not gonna lie, just looking at it, at least sometimes, it does feel it does feel cheaper. It does feel cheaper. In, like, the lighting, I guess, like, the composition, if you know what I mean. So, hopefully for Season 3, maybe they can fix the color grading a bit more. But anyways, this is, like, a slight thing. It's not the biggest deal. We have see Daredevil aura farming there. And then the next frame, let me see after that. The next frame after that is of Fisk. And he's actually inside a church. So, I will say, he's got, like, I don't think you see Fisk there for no reason. And we know that Matt is obviously known for, churches, obviously. Very religious. Well, the religious tones, you know what I mean? And it kind of reminds me of Season 3 in a way. I don't know. Like, I know I keep on saying that, but there's a lot of stuff in here which makes me, like, think of Season 3. Also, maybe they are going to actually connect to Season 3. Hopefully we see Sister Maggie in here. That, like, I can't believe we haven't seen her since. That's kind of insane, because we got the whole, like, big reveal, too, about her. Anyways. Hopefully it should be a baller scene here. I'm actually hoping they lean more back into this. Like, the religious tones aspects of it. Because that was one of my favorite parts of the Netflix Daredevil series. So this is cool. I don't see Fisk going to a church for no reason. He's definitely going there to probably do something, pull some strings, antagonize Daredevil. So that's my guess. but he's dripped out. And then we see a shot of Daredevil. He's in the beautiful double D black suit. And then what's here? Who's that? Is that Daredevil? Yeah, Daredevil. And this is from the scene where, if you recall, I think it's like the first ever image we got from season 2 of like the double D suit with the red lighting in the background, the cargo boxes. So we're getting a shot from that where he's just kind of doing like a spin kick on I think it was probably a anti-vigilante task force member. So I don't know if this is a part of the prison break. It could be, because there's probably like a lot of different, like a lot. Obviously it's in like a big like compound type place, I'm pretty sure, but maybe it's like the upper level, I guess, and they're trying to make their way down. I could be wrong though. And then he's using his baton. I always get the weapon name wrong, but yeah, he's using that there. And let me see, what else does he do after here? Because we've seen that quite a bit. And then we see Karen. There's actually an interesting thing that happens with Karen later in this. And then we see Fisk. He's looking menacing. And then let me see. And then we see the next frame after we see Karen, then Fisk. Those are 2 different frames. And then we see her getting choked, it seems. And you would have to assume, right? It's Fisk. And also the fact that from yesterday's teaser we saw Wesley and stuff. And it also looks like that Karen, obviously, Karen's going to be helping Matt to break out everyone from like the prison. And then also there's even that one shot of her from the previous teasers of her behind bars. So I'm not going to lie, but with all that stuff, it's making me look like it's looking like, let's just say Fisk is going to get his lick back. He's going to try to get his revenge on Karen, especially because of what happened in season 1. He still, he hasn't forgotten, obviously, but this is pretty much. It's pretty much the type of situation where he's gonna see her and be like, "Oh, you should not came here. You thought I forgot. This is a big mistake for you." Along lines, that's what to me, at least the way I read it. So we'll see what happens there, and then we see obviously that shot we've always been seeing. So I don't really need to go over that. And then an anti-vigilante task force member is getting, I don't know, they have that light on them. What's going on? Oh, okay, because Karen's there. Karen's about to, hit him. Nice. And then we see Jessica Jones. And this is them just showcasing everyone that's going to be involved, like the formation of the team for the Resistance. See Jessica Jones. There we go. Great. And then we see the Daredevil shot where he meets Jessica Jones in the church. And that's another thing, like I said, I'm just happy. Like, this is an old shot, but then I just want to reiterate my point of them going more into the church stuff again, like, from the OG series. Season 1 did have that, but I wouldn't say as much. And maybe, I don't know. It definitely wasn't as overt, I'll say that. And then we get the Jessica Jones shot. We've seen this one as well. I won't really need to go over that, but yeah, just beating them up. Then we see Angela. And I will say this about Angela, they're definitely making her seem like, I won't say a focal point, but she will have a significant role in the season, at least the way they're marketing it. And I'm kind of surprised at that. I didn't think she would have this significant role. Like, she is one of the main members of the Resistance. Okay, so I don't know, I feel that's pretty crazy. I knew they were probably going to try to do the thing like with the White Tiger, like her taking the mantle. But I don't know, I didn't expect her to have this big of a role, I guess. So, yeah, we'll see what they do there. Okay, we got more of the shots, same shots, Angela again. And then we see, what's her name? I always forget her name. I did this during Daredevil Born Again season 1. Was it Kirsten? I think it's like the first time I've seen her in any of the promotion for Daredevil Born Again season 2. I know a lot of people did not really mess with her either. Like any of the new characters, realistically. So we'll see if she survives. I don't know. I have a feeling that, well, if you saw what happened to Jerry, always gets his name wrong from yesterday's teaser. It's not looking good for him. And I know, like I said, I predicted him. Like, a lot of people are going to be hyped about this because they don't like his character. And yeah, they were. So I don't know if they're going to do a whole massacre of all the new characters from season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. But, we'll wait. We'll wait and see. Because that could definitely add to, like, making Fisk and his task force, like, just bolstering them, establish them even more as a threat to especially Matt. And, obviously that'll give Matt more of a motive to, go even harder against him. Because there's, Fisk would just be killing innocent people. But anyways, besides the point, yeah, so she's with Angela here. I wonder what's going on. Can't really tell where they're at. To be honest, this looks like an apartment. Can't tell. I don't think they're at the workplace, so yeah. And then we get to see Swordsman. Pretty cool. He's going to be a part of at least the way they're framing, he's going to be a part of the Resistance. I'm trying to remember. If I'm not tripping, right? He was a part of the prison at the end. They did show him at the end, right? If I'm not wrong. So I'm interested to see what his role is going to be in this. Obviously, they're showing it as him being part of the Resistance, and if I'm not wrong, he was in the prison, so he's going to also get broken out by, I'm assuming, Matt and Karen. Unless he somehow just got out otherwise himself. But yeah, good character in Hawkeye. I just want to see how they're going to use him, now, essentially. But he's definitely going to have some baller fights. I know he's talking about the actor, talking about how he had the stunt and he got hurt pretty badly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know who that was in that scene, but let me see here. I think he's talking to Karen. And that would, I feel that makes sense actually. I can see that. And then we get this baller shot of Daredevil aura farming. And I will say, I know some people will probably get pissed off at the shot because they're going to say, man, unless I'm completely wrong, but this looks like a pretty clear shot of a green screen. And I know that was, even me, I had a big complaint that last season. And it looks like, and I think they even confirmed it, that they've used at least way less of it. They try to get more, obviously, on location type shots, which is, again, going back to the OG series. I know it's probably getting annoying at this point, but it is true. But yes, regardless, still looks good. Yeah, obviously it could have been better, but still, I'm not gonna nitpick over it. I still like the shot quite a bit. Or farming Daredevil, it's great. And then yeah, we get to see the swordsman. He is just fighting the anti-vigilante task force, and this is definitely after he's broken out by Matt and Karen 100%. We've seen a lot of the scenes, shots from this area here of them just fighting, and this is the area where Daredevil is just throwing his weapons at them, just absolutely just destroying them. The anti-vigilante task force is absolutely destroying them. So yeah, this is definitely the breakout scene, I guess, when they're after they've broken everyone out as they're trying to escape. So that's cool. And I won't be surprised if there is someone else in there, at least another character that they didn't show at the end of season 1 that is actually also, I guess, encaged. That's also in the prison as well, that they break out. So that could be a cool little pop moment there. Wouldn't be surprised about that. And then we see, let me go back to that, because we do see a part where, yeah, let me go back here 1 second. Yeah, so we do see the most interesting part, I'd say, of Bullseye. And let me see here. Bullseye, man, I don't know. I feel like after this season, there is a possibility that we might not see him. At least I don't know. I feel like after the season, Bullseye, the whole arc could be wrapped up. Okay, I wouldn't, this is another thing I wouldn't be surprised about. I kind of have that gut feeling. We'll see. I'm still kind of thinking about that part. But we do see Dex. He's without his mask. Kind of sitting in a chair. It looks like, I don't even know where he's at, to be honest. But he's plotting. And then another one of him, I think. This is at the ice cream spot, if I'm not wrong. The diner or whatever. Without the mask again. And then he puts the mask on. I've seen this shot, I think, yesterday. And then he throws the utensils at the task force, of course. And yeah, it could be interesting because we know that he's gonna at least be on the same side as them. But I would say they're him teaming up with the Resistance, and especially actually working alongside Daredevil. We know that's not gonna last that long. It's gonna be short lived. They just have the same goal, but obviously different ways to go about it, and that's definitely gonna be a conflict of interest in the season, especially later on. Kind of the dynamic that Punisher and Daredevil they have. So, you know what I mean. It's going to be clashing ideologies in a sense. Yeah, that'll be pretty interesting to see. And yeah, that was about it. So, very excited. I still like this teaser, but man, yesterday's was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I don't think anything will top that. Unless they have more surprises. If we somehow by the off chance see Elektra in season 2, and especially if they show her in the marketing, that would be, I'm not gonna lie, if she's only there for a cameo, to tease us for season 3, and you know what I mean, she's in season 2 and she's only there for a second to tease us that she's gonna be season 3, and they show that in the marketing, oh man, I'm gonna be kind of livid. That should kept a surprise. But yeah, still a good teaser, but compared to other ones, I think is slightly worse, just because of especially yesterday's shock factor. But anyways, besides the point, let me know what you think down below about this teaser. And yeah, how excited are you for Daredevil Born Again? Daredevil Born Again Season 2. After each teaser, my excitement's still going up. Even though I didn't like this one as much as the others, I still liked it. Still making me more excited for the show than I was before, if you get what I mean. Anyways, let me know what you think down below about this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.